is. So, okay, we are now going into what already exists, and it's the Love Coach Academy members portal. Okay, and there's all these different sections. The most important for us is going to be archive of past courses, actually, but there's the core training, and this is where we open it up, and it might take a moment because I got a lot of windows open right now. So it might take a moment for some of these things to open. But in the core training, we've got a whole series of videos on how to do the major things. So simple adjustments to create more love in your life, building emotional intelligence, communication basics, how to manage difficult behaviors. These are all like different courses. And then with each one, there's several others. So if you go to Relationship 911, like your relationships in an emergency situation, you open that up, and there's a whole bunch of other videos because obviously people hit a crisis. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. They can't call a love coach, but if they have this membership site, they go here, and you'll notice that now we have 2 categories: relationship crisis and relationship rejuvenation. Now, one thing to remember is that all this was done when I was in a relationship with Emily. So we need to kind of live with that. And really what I'd love to do is just schedule a day and re-record everything so that it's more updated. But so for example, people who are in relationship crisis, whoops, they open this up. Actually, if I recall correctly, there should be, there's all sorts of different, yes, it's spinning. They open this up and it's going to give them lots of different examples of what relationship crisis they might be in. Do they need self-love? How to go from reactive to responsive? Feelings and needs, understanding core values.
Morning, welcome to the Self-Love Show.
Exactly. Self-sourcing, self-care. There's even a wonderful video about how to deal with addiction. There's Timothy and these are all things that we should replace now with, Trish doing self-love and then linking to the Self-Love Show, and addiction with, Heidi and Timothy recording a new video, and then it takes them to the archive of past things, right? Sudden loss, obviously I did that one after she died, or about, what I learned. So as you can see, it's a pretty thorough, just this section is pretty thorough, right? Is this making sense to everybody?
This is awesome, Scott. Holy Toledo.
Yeah, no, we put a lot of energy into this. So I'm going to go back to the members area. So that's just like all the essential initial courses that we have in here. But wait, there's way more. This is where we had the link of how to join weekly live practice groups. Now, obviously, we changed that to join our weekly live classes, right? Webinars archive. And this is where we have all the old webinars, but we could take some of the best self-love show, the best triggers show, the best recovery show, and put them in as webinars, right? And how to manage. And these are all webinars that we did over the years. There's a Heidi one, Managing Grief with Heidi. Sacred Sexuality for the Lover's Soul. There's a Trish one, or what's the name of the guy? Timothy. How to play to win in a relationship. I mean, these are all awesome webinars that we did. And some were with people like Jonathan Robinson. The majority were me and Emily, identifying misery ground patterns of relationship. That's for all of our single people. So that's our webinars archive. And all of these webinars are old, but they're all evergreen material, right? It's all evergreen.
I would be willing to go through and watch some of these and then pull out some key pieces so that those can be, revamped with our love coaches, like cover this topic.
Absolutely. I mean, look at there you are, how to manage triggers through self-sourcing. And that's your show that you do every Tuesday.
Right.
But wait.
Scott?
Yes.
With Emily, do you need to replace, like say there's a video with you and Emily or just Emily that's really great and that we would
don't
want
have
to keep.
To replace it.
We can keep it. Okay, great. Because I mean, in my book, it's like anything that could be redone and be better or plug in a Love Coach Academy and coach and be as good, great. But if it's going to be less quality, or we want to
Absolutely.
keep what you have, then we could just add.
Yeah.
And so this is very exciting. I love seeing this.
Yeah, no, Emily and I are good.
Great.
Look, I paid for most everything during our relationship. So this was kind of like the trade-off. She helped
Well,
me build
it
this.
promotes her too. Like people
Yeah,
go, oh, I know that woman. God, I really like her. I'm gonna go check out what she's doing. So
exactly. Right, right. And then they see her twin sister with the tattoos and the nose ring.
yeah.
But wait, there's more. Meditations and visualizations. That's just obvious. It's a bunch of different meditations we did. Podcasts. I actually recorded over 20 podcasts. I had a show, and that's in addition to, I had a show on the Unity Radio Network, um, which still exists, which most I do with my wife, Suchi. That's how old that is. But these are all podcasts that mostly are me. The last three or four I did with Emily, but most of these I did myself. And these are audios that people can listen to. And some of them are really, really good. It's all evergreen stuff. But wait, the most important part for me to show all of you guys is this last part. And that is, let me go to, what was there?
One
Okay.
more.
And all this stuff exists. And that's our archive of past courses. And this is where I think you're going to get turned on. So these are all the courses that Emily and I taught together. And wait till you see how elaborately well organized they are. So we'll go to the last one, Relationship Essentials, Winter 2018. We've got, once it opens, every single week, right? Every week, these were the courses. So you go back to Foundations of Love Coach Academy. I'm just picking one out of random. So you go back to any one of these courses. There's the video that Emily and I did, the actual course that we taught for 2 hours. There's the Wednesday night practice group. There was a follow-up to that course. And then here's the downloads of all the documents that were connected to that course. I knew this would get Trish all hot and bothered. So all this exists, you guys. It all exists for whatever it is, 7 or 8 courses that we did, right? I just didn't have the bandwidth to do this once I started doing everything by myself again in October, last October. And again, a lot of this stuff is amazing stuff. Now, the one thing that is true is that the courses, we always kept it to just the people who paid for the course had access to their course so that we would recognize privacy. Because obviously, you know how our shows are, you know, especially for some of the more personal stuff, people that had paid to be in the course are revealing, you know, kind of their personal challenges and things like that. So if we were going to really dramatically repurpose this material, would have to be really sensitive to that. I don't think it's as much about repurposing it as it is seeing the structure that we already had and maybe replacing it with the next and final round of relationship essentials, or using this as a model. But all these documents are still valid, you know. And there's actually documents here like body sensations. I completely forgot that we had this PDF because we created it for this, and I haven't even seen this actually since now, but this is a document that we created for just that course about body sensations that goes along when we're studying feelings and needs. So I'll stop the screen share because I know it's 1:30. So this is what we have
Wow.
to build on.
Okay.
I know it's kind of overwhelming, but
It's awesome because, like, I was thinking half that stuff had to be done yet. So it's awesome that that's already together. It's just organized.
there's a lot to mine. And even if we want to start a membership thing, all we have to do is get somebody who's good at computer. I was going to have Christopher do that, but then he left and moved to LA. So I need to hire the perfect person to kind of evolve it into who we are now. And I have an idea of somebody who would be terrific for that.
I'm wondering if, because Stephen had just asked me a couple days ago about if he can be of service in helping to organize, like if he could be one of the people that helps you get organized, because that's what he does for major hospital systems.
Mhm.
So it might be, I might talk to him about that. Now
Yeah.
that I see that it's there, it's just how to get it organized.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's figure out how to organize it and how, and then all of a sudden we can come back with an online membership, program. And what I would suggest is connecting it to a love coach. You hire Trish in a package of 12, and you get the online membership portal where you have access to all these videos, all these audio recordings, all this stuff. You hire Timothy, because you're really working on whatever you're teaching codependency. You get this as a very added bonus.
I have to go.
You got to go.
Yeah.
Shall we maybe all come back at 2:00? Would that work for people? Take a half
That would be
hour
great.
lunch break?
I'll be right back. She's waiting in the other room. So I'll
Okay.
be back on it. Just
See you at
text me.
2:00.
Love you. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, you're 5:00 or 2. Does that work for you guys?
I'm fine coming back at whatever, 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever works.
Yeah, let's come back at 2:00. And Trish, do you have 2 minutes for me to just talk to you? Cool.
I'm going to sign out and you guys can talk.
See you at 2. We'll be back on the same one. Hey. You're muted. I didn't want to talk about Max, if that's okay, because it'll be upsetting. We will talk about it, but I'll deal with that later.
It's okay. I'm going to put him in his place.
Can I hire you to be our millennial who comes in and helps to do what Christopher was going to do, basically?
Possibly, but I think that Christopher's level might have been significantly different than what I am capable of. But I would love to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Definitely, at the very least, if you're open to it, I'd like for you to learn how to do the restreaming. Because, we're restreaming, using Restream for Saturday Night Live. We use it for our show when we have multiple people want to watch it.
Restreaming?
Yeah, Restream is a service we provide that we pay for that allows us to take a Zoom broadcast and send it out to multiple platforms. So we can send it out to all the, and that's how I did, like on Saturday, we took our Zoom and we sent it out to Unify, to Alan Steinfeld's New Realities, to whatever Facebook groups and pages people want to be on. I click one button and boom, because it's going through Restream, it goes out to everybody. And it all streams out of their platforms simultaneously. But it has something to do with technology of how to learn how to hook up the streaming keys to the different organizations that are supporting our thing.
Okay. I could look at that.
And then maybe helping to, restructure the online portal and the membership and all of that stuff.
I love this. I love all this work that's been done. Like the structure of the classes. And I mean, it's more than just bare bones. I actually thought that there was some starting from zero stuff, and it is so clean. It's so
Oh, yeah. We had our shit together. We really had our shit together. I mean, it's... Emily and I breaking up was a very expensive choice. Very, very expensive.
on so many ways. Yeah.
Yep, in so many ways. But anyway,
Okay,
here
well,
we
let
are.
me look at Restream. If you type up some of the things that Christopher was doing,
Yeah,
I can look at that.
and Christopher's down for training. Like he's agreed to train somebody, so.
He's a nice guy, I know.
All right, I've got to put some food in my belly. I love you so much.
Bye.
Oh, can we do our show? We're on for that topic with Pollyanna and creative expression, and we just need to come up with a catchy title. Can we start it at 8 p.m. this week? Just because the people that want to do it need to do it at 8 o'clock. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I think that might be better. Oh, I have a call for my friend today, the burlesque star who runs this. Yeah, she's on the East Coast, so I'm gonna call her right now. That would
Okay,
probably work.
yes.
8 p.m. would probably work. Yes.
And if we needed to make it 7, we could make it 7. I prefer to
I'll-
keep 8, but check in. All right,
Okay.
I'm going to go eat. I love you.
Love you. Bye.